Hey guys. Hey guys. Hope everything's going all good. Uh, Green looks sort of. See if I can get this green cleaner. That's a little better. All right. Apologize. My eyes are all tired. I was just playing, funnily enough, some very intense ping pong, and man, it was crazy. It was crazy. So whoever's here, hello, 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 hello. Turn the air on because it's very hot in here. 80 degrees. It's 80 degrees in my place right now. Okay. Um, okay. So let me first let everyone know that I'm here. Do that. Bing, bang, 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 bang. YouTube, that is not a copyright. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, almost there. Letting everybody know. Letting everybody know. Okay, you can get here. And we are starting now here live. Okay. My goofy face. Okay, so hey Mark, welcome. Hope everything's going okay over there. Uh yeah, so it's just in a little bit of pain over here, but we are all to the good. I'm certainly not coughing as much, although I am coughing a little bit, but not as much. So we're feeling way better than we did last week. Um, let's see. I actually don't have any questions prepared this time around. Um, but I don't know. There's a random sort of announcement that wouldn't really impact the prospects so much, but people that recently joined in the tribe and about to. Um, we have re-solidified our relationship with Five Nine. So getting sort of shaky in terms of making sure people could secure the discount without any hassle. It was like a little bit had to go through a certain rep, but we cleared that up and we're all good now. So that's good. Um, and thank you for that, Mark. Big thing is we're gonna at the 5 minute mark start answering questions that I don't even know what I'm gonna answer yet. But I'll just make some stuff up. So right now, 3 minutes in, and that is that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Um. Yeah. Wonder if anybody. I don't know if anybody following the NBA series, but game was a game five tonight for the Warriors. And outside of the Bulls, who are out of it, I am a Warriors fan. So hopefully they can close that out. Very unfortunate what happened to Ja Morant. I bet all their fans are like, "Where's Ja? We need Ja." Let's see here. Trying to find a cleaner for my glasses that I'm wearing, and I don't really see that right now. So okay. Let's see. One more minute, then I'll start talking. I'll start answering. Mark, any questions you got, feel free to ask. And whoever's here, feel free to say hi, tell us where you're from. Whew. I'm just going to do a quick thing on my phone here in the 40 seconds I have left. And whoever's here, feel free to say hi. Come on now. Okay. Okay. Uh, Okay. Whoever's here, feel free to say hi. Almost done, guys. Hey, whoever's here, feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're from. Mr. Hassan. Okay, there we go. Mark asked, okay, I'm going to start answering questions now. Whoever's here, hello. Uh, come on, guys, come on. Okay, finally, that's done. Okay, so Mark asked a very good question. What do you think a sales rep should be able to produce on a monthly basis? Yeah, that's a good question. I believe I answered it a few weeks ago. I have a certain in Vicky Virtual, we had a certain standard, and that standard was roughly five clients a month. Uh, and so, for us, our typical client that a sales rep brought in was actually because our average client was about 275. But a sales rep would typically bring in a client that's about $500 a month. So if they brought in five clients, and I calculated this wrongly last time because I didn't factor in this higher number, but it was about $500 a month. And so that's $2,500 a month in revenue. But the beautiful thing is that our retention is roughly 22 months, and arguably it's a little bit longer for those that already have slightly more established businesses. Because we had a lot of businesses that would sign up with us the day they start their business, and that's always fickle because you don't know if the business is going to last. But for the established businesses that we were reaching out to that had already been around for several years, or probably, um, it's a situation where whoever hopped in, feel free to say hi. It's a situation where the retention's longer because less weird things are happening in their business. And so, say instead of 22 months, it's like 24 months, right? A full 2 years. So if you're getting two full years at $2,500 a month, what's that, $60,000 in revenue that's being produced every single month by the agent, by the rep. And so we always endeavored that if they hit the five, then they would be making between 5 to 6 grand a month. And so that's right where you want to be. You want your sales rep to be able to produce at least 10 times what we're paying them in terms of revenue. So if you're paying 5 to 6 a month and they're generating, 50 to 60 thousand dollars in eventual lifetime revenue, right where you want to be. And as long as your margins are decent, you're always going to win. I mean, you're going to win significantly on that because over time it ends up only being about 10% cost in order to bring in 30 to 40% margin. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, Adam asked, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" Es un idiota, Adam. Um, Adam, these things show up in the recording later, so keep that in mind, buddy. Adam's a friend of mine. He was also a client of one of my companies, and I believe he still uses that agent. So, you're welcome, Adam. You're welcome. He's also Canadian, and he's one of the meanest Canadians I've ever met. Okay. So you're not going to know who my daddy is and what he does. So He also asked, though, what's with the recent podcast, Strategic Appearances? Yeah, you know, I hired a few personal assistants recently, and the goal for me to start to do more podcast, like sort of guest appearances. One, and then two, I'm actually going to be bringing back my own podcast. But in between, I'm excuse me. In between, there's a few other things I have to get taken care of before I jump into that. But yeah, as far as the call center, one cool thing is that I am getting back into the call center business. That's an announcement. So keep in mind, my non compete is over with. It actually ended in October of 2021. And so I have been allowed to enter back into the call center space for the last about 7 months, 6, 7 months. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, sort of holding out. I wasn't sure if I was going to get back in the call center space because, I'm just in a different sort of mindset and dynamic and situation. But the reality is that call centers are awesome. Uh, and, the virtual receptionist vertical is awesome. And so we're getting back in the space, and I'm very excited about it. So, the way that I'm doing things, I won't be competing with pretty much any of my students. There'll be a very specific niche I'll be in, but I'm pretty excited nonetheless. Any other questions that I can answer? I know there's some other people that showed up. Feel free to ask whatever you've got to ask, and I am happy to answer. Some people have been asking recently. There was somebody that commented a question from last week. She was asking, what CRM is being used, CRM, as well as what phone system. Phone system, I recommend Five9. I'm actually in the middle of setting up two new Five9 accounts for myself, for my new two companies, actually. Um, so that's it, Five9. Um, the other question about the CRM. The CRM, there's two different ways in which the CRM is more commonly utilized in this business. The first is if you're using the CRM, if you are using the CRM just for sales, like keeping track of your sales prospect, people that you're trying to eventually have clients that you're in contact with them. If you're using that type of CRM, there's really a bunch, but I think I currently at the moment recommend Pipedrive. Pipedrive CRM for sales only. Let me type that. For sales only. And I actually don't even say that in the course, actually. Now, in the course, I recommend Solve 360, and that one can be CRM 360 CRM. And that one can be used for either sales or keeping track of your scripts. So, either or, it works out well. And yeah, there you have that. So that answers that question. So yeah, I'm just sort of here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm here. If not, I'll just think of a few questions right now. I'm gonna wait about 30 seconds. It's 14 minutes on the dot right now, so at 14:30, if nobody has a new question, I'll just start making up questions and answering them so that you guys can get some value, additional value. Oh, apparently the wife sent over a few questions, so let's see what they look like. Oh. Okay. Hey, whoever hopped in, feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're from. Okay. So, a couple questions I will answer here is how did you get the majority of your clients? It's a very good question. As well as what are some of the first things you did to get your call center business started. Okay. So the answer there, the first answer, how did you get the majority of your client? How did I get the majority of my client? Content marketing. We did content marketing in a strategic way to build up our SEO, um, our SEO presence. Adam had a good question. I'll answer that in a second. Um, we built up some good content marketing content. Guest podcast, guest post on other blog. I covered it a lot in the course, but we did a lot of content marketing in different media type on our site as well as other sites um, in a strategic way, and eventually we ranked on first page of Google for virtual receptionists. I don't think that is still the case, and let me check. Virtual, which is a sad thing by the way, receptionist. Let's see if Vicky Virtual still ranks. We are not on the first page anymore. Let's see. If I can't find us on the second page, we'll keep going. Wow, not even on the second page. Wow. Well, things change. Things definitely change. It's unfortunate. Wow. Oh, we're on the fifth page. Fourth page? Oh, we're on the fourth page. All right. Well, whoever wants to put the current owners, if they put in a little bit of work, they can get from the fourth page back to the first with probably not too much work. Okay. So that brought in a crap load of clients. I mean, a crap load. It brought in 70% of the clients we ever brought in the history of me running the company. Um, that's the answer to that. Let me answer Adam's question very quickly. What's the ratio of admin staff to agent that you recommend? Um, admin staff to agent, not client to agent. The thing is, you don't really need admin until you get to a certain number of agents, unless you are someone that has a full time job and you really don't want to take any time, which I do think you should take some time to be getting the business going. Um, what I did in my business and what I think is fine. I did work in a call center, a pretty large one, for a little bit of time, and I think the ratios are usually the same across the industry, and it doesn't really change in this niche. And what it is for every well, one distinction is that we had groups of agents, and so I recommend as you build your company, you have groups of agents instead of like just a sea of agents and whatever. Um, so we had groups of like 4 to 6 agents, and each group of agents would have a lead agent. Okay. Now, for every three groups of agents, we would have a supervisor. Okay. And for every three groups of supervisors, you could have some sort of an agent manager. An agent manager, honestly, is start to feel like a little bit of a junior VP role in a sense, because at that point you're managing a good amount of agents. Um, it's getting close to about 50 agents that are under you, so it could feel like a nice management position. And as by the time you're at 50 agents, you're starting to get some good revenue, and you can start getting some good pay in there. As far as sales rep, it's I guess it's part of operations. We typically had a sales rep. We would bring one in for every 250 clients. Um, and actually, it wasn't even that high. We had less sales rep than that. But if I were to do it again, I would probably do for every 250 clients, you have a sales rep, because then the sales rep can double in account retention a little bit, and they can sort of handle that role, have some of their pay be associated with that, because account retention is another form of sales anyway. Having the retention of your current client be longer is a great way, perhaps the best way for a lot of businesses to maximize revenue. So 250 clients per agent. You'll have sort of an operations manager that becomes sort of like a VP of operations eventually. Um, Outside of that, there's really not too many. You have an HR person, if you want, at a certain point, probably around 40, 50 agents. You might want to have somebody that's, in-house legal, but we didn't even do that. We just had a sort of, firm on retainer. We had an accounting firm on retainer. It doesn't really need to be a very complicated business, honestly. Some people, once they have the resource for it, might have some in-house marketing people. So you've got your sales rep, which is like outbound stuff, and then you got marketing. They can focus on, one, content marketing, two, being in charge of whoever's doing the social media type stuff, and then three, man, this is a juicy set of tidbits. It's the whole hierarchy. Um, three, they might be in charge of at least managing the paid ad spend. So, content marketing, paid ads, and social media. So that person would sort of be a VP of marketing person. And then you can either have different vendors that are handling those different pieces, or especially for social media type stuff and to a certain extent content marketing, they can just be, almost freelancers that are handling that stuff, or essentially VAs. And in fact, one of my companies is a new company is going to be a VA company to help with that type of stuff. Um, uh, yeah, and accounts receivables isn't necessary. We typically had it's actually a different company, Mark. We actually had a VA that at a certain point started handling the invoices. It didn't. It can sort of feel a little bit like accounts receivables, but it's really someone that's generating invoices. Pretty rare for them to have to follow up with someone. I would say maybe 2% of the time, maybe 2% of the time, we'd have to follow up with a client or two to, make sure that they paid, get their card info changed, that type of deal. Okay, because we always charge people to start them off. So that's about it. And obviously those different people that come in as your company size varies. Once you get above 150 agents, different things start to happen, but it's sort of pointless to talk about that right now because this is for people that are considering joining the business. Okay, SBM8 2001 asked, "What is the best way to find good agents?" That's a good question. Best way to find good agents is just put out like some type of job listing online. You don't even have to like do Monster or Indeed. Um, Matter of fact, if you do something like Indeed, make sure you don't do the free version because they charge you like $7 or something for every applicant, which is, believe me, will add up very quickly. Just do like some type of post, like maybe spend $250. You don't even have to do that. You can go on Craigslist. You can go on like freaking Facebook Marketplace. You can go on Reddit, work from home subreddit, post a job. You can go to the work from home blogs, post a job, and you're gonna get hundreds and hundreds, if not over 1,000 applicants. It's just gonna happen. Period. In the course, I have a you can look at our job listing page, and you can copy those words to a certain extent. You have to change it so that you don't mess up our ranking and put it even past page 4. Plus, it won't be good for you anyway. Um, but uh, but yeah, so it's not hard to find agents. You'll get a bunch of applicants. The thing that we look for as far as an agent is one, making sure that they seem like they're going to be reliable. Two, making sure they have the prerequisites in terms of a computer that is within the 5 6 years, something reasonable. Maybe a little bit longer if it was a pretty powerful computer. You want them to have a stable internet connection. You want them to have a base where they can work without being interrupted during the day. That's extremely important. And you want them to be okay with the shift time that you would be offering them, as well as the pay. You want to make sure that there's someone that sounds good talking to you on the phone. They can build rapport with you. If they build rapport with you, then they will be able to build rapport with your callers. So that's a natural thing. Certain aspects of that can be taught, but the reality is that the bubbly personality people, they're a great fit. Um, because it's like a natural thing for them to conversate that way. And so, they don't have to learn it, and they will present themselves well automatically because they sound good. Um, Thanks. Uh, let's see. SB also asked, are there sites to find agents in South America or Mexico or other countries? The answer to that is yes, there are. uh, if you ask me what site to go to, I can't tell you. I have a company where we source from Eastern Europe, and we've been doing this exclusively for people that are in the tribe. Um, it's pretty cool. We charge 1,400 a month for a full time worker, all in, no taxes or fees. On top of that, it's month to month. You get a free 1 week trial, and you just don't have to think about it. We make sure that we find the right person for you. We interview them. I personally make sure that I put my rubber stamp of approval on any individual person that we send off. And they're good. Great internet, great workers, way better than the Philippines. I'm being honest. And they're that perfect English. Barker asked, outside of that, I can't tell you. You could look at Upwork. I can't tell you a specific site for South America or Mexico or something. Barker Force asked, hey Donald, for content marketing, what did you write about to keep it interesting for prospects? We can't make blog only about what an answering service is. Well, I mean, honestly, okay. So I'll give a few topics. Um, the things that you want to focus on really are like how to improve, um, how to streamline your small business, right? Because it doesn't matter. The virtual receptionist component is the service that you're offering, but the value that you're trying to provide is the thing that people that have a small business are looking to learn about. That doesn't need to have to do directly with virtual receptionist type thing. It's just things that are valuable to small business owners. So, tip to streamline your business. Tip to make your business work better online. Tip to make it so that your business can be run remotely, right? Comparison between a virtual receptionist and a traditional answering service. A comparison between your company and some of the large competitors in the market that are extremely visible. You could look at all the one on the first page of Google currently and write a comparison post between your company and each one of those companies individually on separate posts. Uh, you can do post about any type of company update. You can do a post about really all kinds of shit. I mean, that's a start. Like that's 15, 20 posts right there easily. And 15, 20 posts is definitely sufficient for a blog. The other thing is, if you're running this business, honestly look at other competitive blogs and see what topic they're writing about and write your own post based off of a similar topic. Don't write the same damn post, but write something similar based off of what the topic is, right? Plenty of ideas out there. Just don't overcomplicate it. Look at what the other people are doing and do that on your own end. Okay? Any other quick questions? There's 7 of you here. We can get this rolling. I have to go in about 10 minutes. So ask what you got right now. And I'm definitely not coughing the way I was last week. Other question that my wife asked was, um, what are some of the first things you did to get your call center business going? First thing I did was I looked for, well, in general, I would figure out who you think you're going to sell this thing to. You got to figure out who your prospects, your target audience is going to be. Figure that out. Okay. I outlined in the mini course um, what industries this type of business is a good fit for. Okay. Um, the course include a website template. It did not include a website template. No. I talk about there's some videos talking about the philosophy of how we built out our website, as well as a bonus video. I think it's a bonus video on um, me going through the web pages of the large competitors and outlining um, what are the psychological triggers that make those sites better. And so the purpose is to make it so that you know you have the right mindset for either creating your own site or directing someone else to do it. I didn't want to do a template because frankly, if there's a decent amount of people coming through and launching, we don't want every single website to be the exact same. We do have a package. Um, I don't even talk about on these calls because it's very expensive. That includes a lot of things, including us having someone build the site for you. But at that point, we're doing like everything for you to get it launched, and that's $25,000. So if you're looking to do this and then just have someone else do the site, there's different students in the tribe, especially that can point you in the right direction. There are people that are getting it done for less than $1,000 and even $500 pretty easily, and they're good looking sites. Um, okay, so first things I did to get the call center business going. Again, first thing was to make sure you know what the target audience is going to be. Second thing is figuring out you got to figure out all the components. So in the mini course, and let me send you the link to sign up for the mini course, centercast.com. If you go to that link, you can get to the mini course. Somebody just subscribed just now. And in the mini course, I go over what are the different components of this business, and what are the industries. So when you know what the components are and you know what industries you should be targeting, then it's a little easier, right? You just solve each problem one step at a time. You figure out all the pieces and you put them together one step at a time. And then, of course, you figure out what marketing avenues you're going to go with. Of course, we discussed that a lot in our tribe community, as well as I go over, different options, including specifically what I did in the course. So, yeah, any other questions? Hope this was helpful for you guys today so far. That's fast. Any other final questions here? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Adam Hassan, I hope you gave a thumbs up. All that, you little scallywag. I don't think I've called somebody a scallywag in forever. Sounds like the type of thing I would say to uh, Pirates of the Caribbean Jack. Jesus Christ, I can't remember anything right now. Jack Sparrow? Yes, Captain Jack Sparrow. I will call Captain Jack Sparrow a scallywag. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Any final questions? We have some good questions so far. Okay, well, at the moment, it doesn't seem like there's any other question, and I do have to get to the next call in exactly 6 minutes. So, really appreciate you guys. I apologize for getting started a little bit late. Again, I've been trying to use Safari, but Safari just doesn't work well, so I have to revert to Firefox. Next week, I'll just be coming straight on to Firefox to make my life a lot easier and be in front of your faces that much more quickly. So, appreciate you all, and I will see you next week.